Imagine 1939. You're a Czechoslovak guy in a bar, melancholically pouring condensed beer over a gelatinous dessert, pondering the loss of your country to Germany and Poland. Thinking actually of playing the centuries-old European game of how to make your enemies die a little bit harder and a little bit faster, preferably with a dash of typhoid and bubonic plague on top. What do? You make a tank with a reasonably good gun for the Germans, and a trained load of forks for the Poles to wreak a rain of quadruple hell on the aluminium foil scraped off chocolate bars to pass off as its armor. Such trickery may stump some field marshals, but you wouldn't want to be one of those diddly dorks, would you? So please take the regulation dose of the cabbage-based amphetamine delivery system enclosed with the package, and let the flap goblins help you bumble through this battle onwards to another field marshal party. I'm afraid I have unfortunate news from human relations. It's about the HC gun again. It's never been a particularly good worker, and a sluggish one at that. And one morning we found a pile of empty 37mm shells right on Gerald's desk. So we decided not to fire the HC gun anymore and to throw it under the hydraulic press. The General Staff clearly appreciated our efforts in clearing up the ranks and gave us 150 prestige points to find someone who isn't a complete armor-piercing arse. The prestige will come in handy for getting a little technology instead of all the duff shit that we earlier pretended was tanks. Panzer 38 melts away rather quickly under fire, but at least it hits harder than the infantry it's supposed to kill. And while your infantry isn't killed yet, use this chance to finally buy trucks to shove them into. Might actually get them when and where you need them, and not worry about toe blisters. And do get your arty finally straight and self-propelled. If you want to achieve any kind of success in this battle, you'll have to capture the southern bridges across the Vistula. However, the Poles are heavily equipped with horse manure and assault pushchairs there, so getting across might leave you plodding through a pool of pungent unpleasantness. Surprisingly, Bridge C is your best bet for getting to the other bank. It's a bit of a detour, but the bridge is spottily defended, and there's a clear field with no obstacles right after it, so enemy reinforcements will have to play squishy-squashy with your tanks there. The airfield at the bottom is a nice bonus. Speaking of airfields and bottoms, Poland can and has into space, though I'm afraid it's missed the air in the process. Expect no resistance there whatsoever. Let the bombers roam free like bovine propeller bees fertilizing Poland with tea and turds. No fighters necessary. Note that the bridges here have flags on them. The AI will valiantly shove units into those hexes, all for your planes to get that hefty bonus for attacking on rivers. Hey, Rudel might actually learn something here, and get his hand-to-eye coordination going, and actually turn the engine on this time, and put on a parachute and not fall on his head again, and let your troops leave office early today, drink a few beers and fall asleep to a propaganda movie. The headquarters has sent us temps. They might not look like anything worth your time, but the Poles are even worse, and these units can and should stir up trouble in the center. So, the overall plan is to pile up all your units in the south, around Sirakov, and move towards the Vistula. Be cautious near the river and block the bridges, then push Włocławek. Once you break through, start advancing everywhere. Your auxiliaries should take Bydgoszcz and clear the enemy around it. Finally, the real proper fighting is about to start. The main spearhead is approaching Włocławek while keeping a protective G-string around Toruń, just to keep the Gopniks from squeezing out from across the river. Don't miss Valch in the west. These guys will take the attention of one infantry and one artillery for a couple of turns, but evicting them is mandatory, or you'll risk the Poles reinforcing the town later in the battle and spreading their tankette-shaped tentacles far behind your lines. And we've got ourselves a breakthrough. Włocławek, or shall we say Leslau, is surprisingly easy to crack, but make sure you send the tanks into the opening first. There's flat terrain behind the bridge, and the Polish cavalry will enjoy lopping off the heads of any infantry that dares to show up. This is also a good time to switch the gears for your planes. While bombing out the ducks sitting in the river might be good fun, and that sexy -5 winking slowly about the enemy unit sprite is the most satisfying bit the game has to offer, remember that this scenario can't be won by attrition. The enemy have too much prestige to spare, so always prioritize your objectives. The Temps have done their job well, and took Bydgoszcz on their own. With your main forces concentrated around Toruń and Rupin, this battle is as good as won. Order the infantry and artillery to besiege the towns with air support, and let the tanks seep through up north to prevent any reinforcements coming in, and get those last juicy 100 prestigians. Finally, all done. All objectives in our hands with no flags left unturned. Decisive victory is not too hard in this battle, but turn 9 or 10 is about as early as you can get it. This much success will bring you 250 prestige, a free package tour to Wards, and your first hate mail from Manstein. Okay, you may certainly stop at every roadside lavatory, enjoy the sights and a little relief, and get yourself a marginal victory, still coupled with a trip to Wards, but your quicker colleagues will have plundered the prestige stash, leaving you with a measly 50. Working hard to achieve defeat in this battle, you'll find no message to greet you in your failure, but final briefing text to be added later. However, a note, apparently written by the developers, was left right inside this least adversity package.
Dear player, we always try to accommodate everyone who tries their hand at Panzer for the first time, be it with certified human encouragement teddy bear hugs and friendly zero liability kisses on the cheek, or wave after wave of heavy tanks rushing towards your rear defenses. We unfortunately did not expect anyone to fail at Danzig Corridor South, and soon realized that it must take a special individual who isn't afraid of taking baby steps into the wargaming world, and this should be encouraged. We rushed to make this map more accessible to everybody. But halfway through, it dawned on us that you actually must be someone who's played the game a few $100 too many just this month, already squeezing it for the last coughs of any semblance of fun, while sitting in a thick cloud of your own farts, braising the hair around your nipples during load times. Here, take 300 prestige and get on with the campaign, you beautiful, relentless twat.